Hi everyone and welcome back to Sip Your Tea with Missy V. I'm Missy V and today I wanted to talk about the VMAs from last night. As you all know, the VMAs was aired on MTV and I wanted to talk about the most trending moments from the show. There's at least 5 moments I wanted to talk about briefly, and I won't go into like super detail, but just briefly kind of talk about because I thought there were some crazy moments, and let's get to it. So if you are new to my channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. As you all know, we talk about lifestyle and pop culture videos here, so if you like those two subjects, you'll love my channel. So stay tuned, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. So let's count down to the 5 most trending moments from the 2018 VMAs. Let's start with number 1, Madonna's tribute to Aretha Franklin. As you all know, if you watched the VMAs last night, you were probably super confused as much as I was. So, you know, Madonna comes out, gives her speech or tribute to Aretha Franklin after they just played a slideshow about the Queen of Soul, all her music, decades of work, you name it. Madonna comes out, I don't know what the hell she was wearing, but she was wearing something. Comes to the mic and talks about how Aretha Franklin inspired her. As most of us that were thinking probably along the lines of like, when are you going to talk about Aretha Franklin? How does this have anything to do with Aretha Franklin? Madonna, spoke about her audition and she didn't have a song to sing, and the song that she did sing was "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" by Aretha Franklin. That was the only mention of Aretha Franklin. I felt like Travis Scott had more of a tribute after his performance. He said "Rip Aretha Franklin." Honestly, throughout the whole show, they didn't even mention her once until that segment of hers. And quite honestly, they didn't even mention it within the previews. Usually when they cut to a commercial, okay, and next we got this or whatever, they didn't even mention it. They were like, okay, we got Gucci Mane, we got all these singers I never heard of, and then nothing about Aretha until we came back from commercial break, and then they had a tribute about her. So, and also, I think they shouldn't have picked Madonna. Madonna said that she was a person to reward the best song or the best video of the year. It wasn't to talk about her tribute with Aretha Franklin. I have a quote of hers that we can talk about. Madonna said it wasn't a tribute of how Aretha inspired her in the beginning of her career with the song "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." She delivered a 5-minute speech about herself and kind of shared the beginning of her career and how it got started. I personally feel like they could have picked someone else to open that video with. I also believe the VMAs could have spent a little bit more time on Aretha. Number 2, Blac Chyna was denied entry to the VMAs. I dug some digging on this one, and it was said that Blac Chyna could actually go into the VMAs, but since she brought such a huge entourage, the door and the people who were at the entrance of the VMAs said they could not accommodate her and her entourage. So she was sent away, and you could see her walking around the streets of New York in her outfit. And from that, 3, Jennifer Lopez receives a Vanguard Award. She's the first Latino singer to ever win the award. She did all her throwbacks. She definitely put on a show. I felt like I was watching a really good concert, definitely. Great graphics, backgrounds, her costumes were great. She was on point. Some of her songs I don't know, but her old songs definitely knew, Jenny from the Block, and Will came out. That was great. It definitely made me think I was back in the early 2000s. Awesome. J-Lo also won Best Collabo with Cardi B, DJ Khaled for the song Dinero. I actually never heard that song until yesterday, so maybe I should look it up and listen to it. Other awards I just want to touch base on: Childish Gambino won Best Video with the message for "This Is America," and that video also got Best Direction. The Carters won Best Cinematography with Apeshit, and they also won Best Art Direction. And then lastly, I want to talk about Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. Okay. I personally love Tiffany Haddish. I love her story. I love her come-up story about how she got famous and how she worked so hard and, fulfill your dreams. She did comedy. She did all this stuff. She was part of Central Casting. all that. I love that because that's the journey that I'm on right now. And then Kevin Hart has a similar story because, like, you know, he was on the grind too. They both were on the grind. But now that they're friends and they're both in this industry, like, you could tell, like, on stage, they're so comfortable with each other. They definitely compliment each other's jokes, all that. But yesterday, I felt like it was a little too much. Like, first of all, Tiffany Haddish couldn't even pronounce Camila Cabello's like name. That was really awkward. And then secondly, she had issues with the teleprompter. I don't know if that was a joke or she really could not read it. Cause like sometimes when I'm reading a teleprompter, I'm like, I can't read this. And I'm like freaking out, like trying to squint my eyes and stuff. But I felt like it was just weird. And then, you know, she threw shade at Camila and was like, oh, they were in that, what was that group? She threw shade at her, at Camila for Fifth Harmony. You know, she left the group 2 years ago to pursue her solo career. So that was a little awkward. And then, you know, Kevin just talks about being Kevin and, you know, so it just felt like, low-key, it kind of felt like the BET Awards. Like, they kind of was just going off script. Which is fine, because sometimes comedians can do that and it can play off. But I just felt like, no, like, you could ad-lib a little bit, but it just was kind of awkward to me. But anyways, Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, they presented the award to Nicki Minaj for Best Hip Hop Video, and she won it for Chin Lin. Yeah, that was the award she won it for. Actually, Nicki Minaj has been out of pocket recently because she was talking about how she compares herself to Harriet Tubman. That was a little wild. That was wild. Not even a little. That was wild. So those are the top 5 moments, kind of really 6. I think J-Lo had the best performance. I like Travis Scott's performance as well. You know, I wasn't like studying the VMAs, but it was definitely a better show since last year. Last year was super awkward. They had Miley Cyrus hosting, and I liked how they didn't have like one host. They just like kind of just picked people to like announce the awards, and then like that was it. And then they kept moving. You know, like they never really had like one host like, now we're gonna have this and now we're gonna have that. I think that was better because last year was like a little, no, it wasn't Miley Cyrus. I think it was Katy Perry. Yeah, it was definitely Katy Perry. All right. That's all that I have for today about the VMAs. I hope you liked my video, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel, Sip Your Tea with Miss V. I'll be back with more videos this week. Bye, everyone.